Alright, in this video we'll be demonstrating the Trainly.io course management system. Before I log in, let me demonstrate the unauthorized navigation links. If you navigate to any of these without logging in, it'll tell you you're not authorized. And you can continue to your actual login. The username for logging in is Rado, and the password is a lowercase d, as in dog, 3 times. So DDD. Once you log in, you have all these links to try out. The first task, task A, is to register a user. We're going to use Jerry as our inputs, and his password is bunny. When we register, it tells us that we've successfully registered. The next task, task B, is authenticating faculty. To authenticate faculty, there needs to be a faculty member with an affiliation and website set up so that the administrator can approve it here on this page. It's not shown right now because we don't have any of those in our database. The next part of task B is to authenticate admins. So you can select an admin to authenticate, like admin user number 6. User number 6, we can try to make him an admin. So if we submit that, it tells us that user 6 is already an admin. So we go back and we authenticate user number 2 as an admin. He is also an admin, so we will go to user ID 1. He is also an admin. The reason that happened is I did not remember the number. We have just authorized user number 5 as an admin. The next task, task C, is looking at a student's courses, so courses that they're interested, enrolled in, or paid for. So let's look at student number 1. Here we see all of student 1's courses and that they've completed, enrolled, or were interested in the course. So that's great. The next thing a student would want to do is enroll in a course. So let's enroll student number 1 into course number 7. And let's see how that works out. We're already enrolled in this class, so let's enroll in a different class. User number 2 is going to be enrolled in class number 7. Let's try that out. We have registered for the course. Congratulations to us. This course detail page shows you a list of materials for the class, and it shows a clear demarcation for which materials were completed and non-completed. So let's enter a student ID. Student ID number 1 is the key user we're using here. And this user has completed all the materials in the classes, so we'll just continue on to complete material. So whenever I complete a material as a student, I want to mark down. I want it to be stored that I've completed it. So I, as user 1, have just completed the material number 8 from course 2. Let's try that. My material has been marked as complete. I am now one step closer to my course certificate. So if I were to finish that course, it would have told me that I finished the course too. Now, let's see if we can get a course certificate for a course that's already been completed. So student ID and course 1, let's see if we can get certificate of completion there. All right, we did. Great job, us. The last task here, task H, is seeing the history, and this includes several things. Let's use user number 1 to see what those things are. So we can see that user number 1 has enrolled on this date with certain payment confirmation for the class bioinstrumentation. Also useful is seeing the course cost here, and that's for all of them, so you can see classes that were enrolled and completed. And now let's move on to the reports. The first report, report A, shows the total cost for students who have enrolled in the course where it's an introductory level course. So introductory level course costs and the students that are in them. And let's move on to the second query. User transfers by country. In this query, you insert the name of a country. And our database currently only holds USA and Brazil. Let's see what happens if we can look at the ratio users from USA. and this might take some explaining. So the ratio of users transferring to different courses and going from enrolled courses to completed courses based on their country. And cities are also ordered so you can see the differences between cities. Our third report is the most liked questions. So this shows only visible questions, and it shows the question ID, what the actual question was, and what for what course, and how many likes that question received. And that's actually a pretty relevant query. Another relevant, our next report is the quiz grader. So given a course ID, given a specific question, you can ask this quiz grader whether or not your answer is correct. So if we're talking about course 1, the first material and the second question, and we want to check if 1 is the correct answer, we can submit that, and it will say 0, meaning no, that was not correct. However, if we go to the same question, course 1, material 1, question 2, if we say that the answer is 0, let's try that again. I think it was right. So 1 is clearly not the right answer. The next report is the time spent by students on each course. So this will show you the correct amount of time based on the database time frames, and it uses a specific time format for that. And our very last report is the most curious students. Here at Trainly.io, we're very invested in finding the most inquisitive students. So this report shows you the course name, what question was asked, and who asked that question. Also important is how many likes that question got. So you can see that Bob, Devin, and Alice. These are some of the star pupils here at Trainly.io. And that's our last report. So one last thing that we can do here is log out of Trainly.io.